Good morning. This is a big day. This is my 90th video in 90 days. And so to celebrate, I wanted to give you a little tour of the garden, see where we're at right now at the beginning of April. It's starting to feel like spring, and so we've got some things coming up, not a whole lot, but it's kind of nice to document the seasons at different times. So this is really the beginning of my growing season here, and so I'm going to show you what's started and what we're waiting on at this point. So stick with me and we'll take you around the garden. So right here we've got the walking onions that have been growing. I split these a few weeks back because they were growing in bunches, and they are coming up strong. They seem to have recovered really well from that split. I'm going to show you just a few more of the alliums that are coming up. Here's some, I think these are onions, but I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. It could be some more of the walking onions. And then we've got a little bit of garlic along the edge here. I'll show you a little bit more later out front. And of course, a couple of my my perennial kales. And you can see here that these are really starting to fill back in. One of the cool things that I've learned to do with these is to actually cut them into the shape of a bush. So they take up less vertical space actually and kind of bush up, but they produce a whole lot more this way, which is just kind of nice. So as you can see, instead of just having one shoot going straight up, you've got a whole bunch here coming out, and this will bush out more as the season progresses. This is my Liberty apple, and we're just starting to see buds on this right now. I've got this trimmed into sort of a flat shape so we don't have branches sticking out over the rest of the garden. We've got an Asian pear right here. Once again, we're starting to see buds on that. And you can see right here, my rhubarb is starting to come up. I think I might have actually over-harvested from another one of my rhubarbs this year, last year, but this one's still looking pretty good, so I'm happy with that. You can see I've still got these forcing pots over my sea kale. You can see right there we've got a little bit of sea kale coming. I can see those red leaves here. They're pink. Usually, if this was not under a forcing pot, these would be green. And here you've got a dandelion that got caught underneath too, which is fine. Those greens, those dandelion greens, will actually be a whole lot sweeter. More perennial kales. This is my special creeping perennial kale that I've talked about. And another Asian pear. The Asian pears are really young. This is another apple, very young. And you can see my sweet birch hasn't started up yet. Neither is any of my figs. This one may die back a bit, although no, I see some little buds starting up here, so I think that's actually going to be pretty good. This is a new one that I planted from last year. We've got some mint here that is just getting started. This is an apple mint here. I keep my mints in these containers. Another mint over here that's doing pretty well. I think this is a chocolate mint over here. All right. So here we've got a columbine that is doing really well. It's in the hottest spot in the yard. And you can see my string trellis here just waiting for something to grow on it. Haven't planted anything for that yet. I've got another fig tree here, which may have had a little bit of dieback this year. It sits in front of the hot vent from our heating system, the exhaust there. Keep it a little warmer. Over here we've got some alpine strawberries that I'm propagating, and a gooseberry that is new this year. That seems to be doing pretty well. I'm going to take you around the front of the yard. So a lot of stuff here in this yard is only a couple of years old, so the perennials are you know, taking their time to get established, but all right, gonna go around the front now. All right, so out here, see more columbine, and you can see some honeyberries that are starting to leaf out. Haskaps, also known as haskaps. It's a fruiting honeysuckle. Blueberry bushes aren't doing anything yet. Here's another haskap. One there. I moved a few of these around this year. And this is a beach plum. It hasn't started to do anything yet. So you can see I've got a ground cover out here of alpine strawberries. And the chives are coming up strong. Got some more chives over there. Let's see what else. Another honeyberry. This bed here, it's not planted with anything yet, although you do see there's an allium there popping itself up, and the same with this bed. I haven't really decided exactly what's going in there this year. Okay. Over here you can see like the pawpaws, still quite small, and they have not, there's one and there's one a little further back there. They haven't started doing anything yet. We do have a daylily popping its head up right here. It's always fun to see. The hostas have not started to do anything yet. Here is where we have my garlic this year, and it's interplanted with strawberries. I'm probably going to remove a bunch of the strawberries from here, and these are just ordinary garden strawberries, not alpine strawberries, and they have not done quite as well for me, so I think I'm going to remove those this year. Over here you can see where we will have, don't know if any of these have started popping up yet, ground nuts and Jerusalem artichokes. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This could be something else. This is probably just a weed. Yeah. So those haven't started up at all. And we've got one more fig right there. And here you see some lavender, and I transplanted a blueberry right in to kind of take advantage of just a little bit of space that I had in there. Yeah, so that's the front yard right now. Obviously the holly keeps going all year long. Oh, and yeah, let me take you back here, one more thing. See your old Christmas tree there. Actually, a couple more things. So let's see, we've got a mulberry here. Really started coming in well last year, and I trimmed it way back because I don't want that to get out of hand. Let's see, what else do we have? We got some yarrow starting to fill in there. I was expecting to see soon, or I am expecting to see soon. Here we go. Yeah, a little bit of the garden sorrel. So the sorrel is starting to come in here, just a little. And yeah, I've got no action this year. I'm really curious to see how this does. This is a hardy pomegranate, but so far I've already lost one of these, and this one actually had a flower last year, which was impressive. I was excited about that, but obviously, you know, one flower is not gonna do too much. We'll see how that takes, if it sticks around, or if I have to rethink the whole hardy pomegranate thing. That may not work out in this region. And yeah, this is my rue plant, and I'm looking forward to having more little rue sprigs to put in my morning coffee. That's one of the things that I like to do. Yeah, and it's almost that, except I'm trying an interesting experiment, which probably isn't going to work out, but I had a few tomato plants that I just knew I wasn't going to be able to do anything with if I didn't take some risks with them, because I don't have that many optimal places for my tomatoes. But I've got this one started already, which is absolutely ludicrous. You never want to put tomatoes outside this early, but I'm just trying an experiment. I'm putting it underneath a plastic bin. I've got one more, and these are I'm expecting them to die. So I'm not expecting anything from these, but if they don't, then it will be a really interesting success story. So we'll see about that. So that's where we're at, really early here in the season in Rhode Island. I wanted to just give you brief tour, and we'll have more tours later in the season, and you can see how some of these plants have grown and filled in. The fruit trees are only a couple years old, so it's taking a while. It always takes a while to establish a food forest. And so right now I'm sort of in the establishment phase. I'm growing more annuals in the spots where more perennials will fill in, but I've got a lot of perennials mixed in too. So we'll be planting tomato plants in some of these spots, adding potatoes, adding some sweet potatoes as the season goes by, adding lots of other things. I've got French sorrel that I've started, and arugula, and Turkish rocket, and this perennial is a similar kind of plant, a perennial broccoli rabe that I'm adding to the mix. Just a whole bunch of stuff, and of course, some of the standbys like carrots and squash and peppers and that sort of thing. So looking forward to a really great season here. A lot of it's still in the basement, just in seedling form, but as the time goes on, we'll bring more out here, and it'll get greener and greener, and it'll stop looking quite so brown. But anyway, looking forward to seeing you guys in the upcoming months. Now that I've done 90 videos in 90 days, I'm going to take a little bit of a breather here and rethink exactly how I'm going to do videos going forward. I think probably focusing a little bit more on some of the projects that I'm doing will be a fun thing going forward. I've been giving you a data dump of pretty much this is what I know about everything. This is what I've experienced about everything. And now I think it's going to be time to talk more about specific projects that I'm working on, and techniques and that sort of thing. So I look forward to seeing a lot more of you guys in the near future. In the meantime, love the thumbs up. I would love a subscription, and if you can go and check out foodforestgardenclub.org, I think you'll really enjoy it. We're getting together, we're meeting new people all the time, and sharing new information about stuff that we know. So sharing seeds and that sort of thing too. Anyway, looking forward to seeing more of you. In the meantime, have an awesome day.